Yo, welcome back to the Brunch Batty Wall, where we talk about weird things on the internet, random celebrity drama, story times, extra camera, and things of that nature. I'm your host, Brandon Oasis. Today, the tea is a little citron drink with ginger in it, but the real tea is I got a story time for y'all about the most pettiest thing I've done as a friend, and I don't regret to this day. Yes, I made my friend sleep on the ground in the hotel. Well, I slept on a bed. Let's get into it. But Joe, could you take over the intro?
Brunch Batty, Brunch Batty, whoa. The Brunch Batty, whoa. The Brunch Batty, whoa.
Okay, so one thing about my story times, I'm going to be 100% honest. And I'll try to get the other person's side of the story if I can. But me, I'm not going to fabricate anything. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Okay. So let's get into the story time of why I let my friends. Like, you probably like, Brandon, come on now. Why'd you let your friends sleep on the floor in a hotel in Miami and you sleeping on the bed? Well, here it is. So every year, me and my friends, we go on this big trip, right? We go on a big trip. It's usually a cruise. We go on this trip and it's a good time. And when I say it's like a lot of us, it's like 20 deep. Okay. I'm not playing. It's a lot of people. Okay. And so with a lot of people comes a lot of coordination. Well, we don't really need to coordinate like that. Let's just all make sure we're going on the same boat and we're good. Right. The first one, I think we coordinated so much together because it was like our first time traveling. But after a few times, we're like, okay, yeah, let's just make sure it's the same ship and that you get there in a reasonable amount of time. We don't care what you do. On the first one, we were like, we're on the same ship. We're on the same hotel. We all got there the same way. So it's like, yeah, after a while, we're adults. Figure it out for yourself. I'm going to try and keep my composure. My friend Anthony, love him to death. And when you're watching this, bro, you're probably going to be laughing because you're going to hear it from my side. So after the first time, I realized how important planning is for any vacation. So I've been on this whole power trip about planning vacations. Whenever I plan a vacation, I like to be so 2 steps ahead that if something were to go south, I would already be prepared for it. And the thing is, with a cruise, you can kind of, if you book it early enough, which quick tip, yeah, if you book a cruise early enough on time, you can just pay it off over time and you'll be fine. Like you won't have to really think about it after a while. And so that's what we do every time. We just book it and then pay over time and boom. So that leaves you, money to buy other things like flights and hotels, hotels and things of that nature. So in September, the person I was sharing my cruise room with, the homie Steph, I was like, hey, can we like look into booking our hotel so then we just don't have to really worry about it? I'm like, since we're sharing a room on the cruise, we might as well just share a room like a hotel and just travel together since we'll have to check in around the same time. And he's like, yeah, I'm with that. So we book it in September. We book our room like in September. We're like so cool. I'm just saving up money for the trip at this point. Fast forward to like in the end of November, I decided to text homie Ant. And I'm like, bro, like, oh yeah, like just figuring out travel plans and all that. And I'm like, where are you staying? He's like, oh, I'm supposed to be staying with my friend Croissant.
We're going to Miami, and that was the original plan, was for all of us to just get a hotel together, or at least, you know what I'm saying, like
It was an Airbnb.
Like us room together, like at least have a few people room with each other, and so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm really thinking like, all right, I'll be straight, like I'll come down and either whoever I'm staying with, yeah, bro, if they already got the shits, all right, cool, I'll crash with them, or I literally will pay, like I'll literally give them something, like I'll give them some money, cool, whatever. I was supposed to stay with Creason, and so I'm like, all right, cool. So Cole's coming with me, so I'm thinking me and Cole's gonna stay with Creason. So I'm like, all right, cool, bet. And Creason really don't be tripping, so I was like, all right, bet. We'll stay with Creason.
With him in his hostel, and I was like, oh, why not just get a hotel? Like we still got time, just get the hotel. He's like, nah, bro, it's cool, whatever. So I'm like, hey, I mean, do you? The thing with the hostels are, at least in Miami, from what I've figured out, they're really cracked down on those. Like, like it's like you can't sneak in at all to a hostel. So yeah, it was already not looking good for your boy. But we didn't know that. This is, at least I didn't know that. It was my first time in Miami ever. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like whatever. So yeah, we landed in Miami. Greatest travel day ever. Really chill. We're chilling. It was such a fun time. You know, we're walking around town, just figuring out the town itself, like the little layout of the area we're in, because Miami's huge. And uh, you know, I meet up with Anthony and Cole, our other friend, and they're like, "Yeah, Creason's not supposed to be here till like 9 o'clock." And I was like, "Dang!" So you can't, you're gonna be lugging around your luggage like until 9? I was like, "Well, you can just come, let it stay in our room, so you don't have to do all that." And he's like, Bet for sure." So we're chilling there, but like I said, it was a good day, but it was a long day, so we ended up passing out. But me and Steph had to wake up because we bought tickets to the Miami Heat, which actually it was one of Jimmy Butler's last games as a Miami Heat when we watched him. That was a part of history. That's cool. I like that. That's pretty dope. Um, so yeah, we wake up and we're like, okay, we're about to go to the game. I look over at Aunt Cole. Aunt, mouth wide open, eye rolling in the back of his head. I'm like, all right, he cool. I'm not even gonna bother him. I'm not gonna bother him. And so we end up going to the game, and then uh halfway through the game, he's like, "Why didn't you wake me up?" And I was like, "Bro, your mouth was wide open. I'm not waking you up. You looked tired. You're good. I promise you." And he's like, "Yeah, I get that." And then I'm in the game. I'm enjoying the game, and I would say like probably like third quarter of the game, I get a text from Aunt, "Yo, we can't stay at Creason's place."
We get down there, or it's the day of, and that nigga talking about some, yeah, bro, so I'm staying in a hostel. And I'm like, what is a hostel? And he said, bro, it's when you room with 10 other people or whoever amount, certain amount of people. And I'm like, okay, so what that mean? He's like, hey, bro, you can't stay with me. And I'm like, oh my God. So now at this point, me and Cole are in Miami talking about some, we don't tell nobody. Actually, we're like, hey, where we gonna stay, bro? And we're like, damn, I guess we're just kind of assuming whoever we with, we just gonna stay with. But bro, I was fully prepared to stay in that, just sleep in the airport and just be like, all right, cool, give me a few hours, wake up early, boom, just meet whoever I need to meet here, and then we take off. I'm fully prepared for that.
What? What you mean we can't stay at Creason's place? Where are you going to stay? You ain't bought a hotel? Nothing? So me and Aunt have this kind of messed up relationship where we can have really dark humor. So I said, well, you better enjoy that Miami Park bench. And he just sent me a whole bunch of laughing emojis. And I was like, that's crazy. You sleeping on Miami floors tonight. Like outside in the on the pavement. You better enjoy that, my boy. And yeah. So, the game ends. I decided to text Aunt. I'm like, yo, did y'all like figure it out yet or anything? I didn't get a response. And then me and Steph, we ended up walking around town. Oh yeah. We went to a pizza joint after the game with everybody else that went to the game. And then we ended up just walking home because it was close enough. And I was like, I don't really feel like Ubering. And so it's like, yeah, okay, we can walk home. At this point, it's like 11 o'clock at night. So we're walking home, and we see Anthony and Cole walking, and Steph walks up behind him and just scares him. And Cole starts running, and it's like, whoa! And he like ends up like jumping and like flies backwards. That was funny. So then he's like, oh my God, like y'all scared me. And then we were like, so where are you staying at? Like you didn't respond. He's like, oh bro, yeah, to be honest, we're probably just gonna go back to the hotel or go back to the airplane, unless.
You mind if I stay with y'all? Like, can I stay with y'all real quick? And you like, I mean, yeah. Let me ask Stefan. Actually, no. I think you was cool with it when it was just me. And really, we had no idea the sleeping arrangements or anything because we went back to the hotel to go take a nap. And I slept with Stefan. So I'm thinking originally, all right, man, I'm about to sleep with Stefan. Like, shit, Brandon gonna have his own. Like, he's gonna have his own. Then me and Stefan just gonna share. All right, bet. But then Cole says the same thing. Hey, and I'm like, damn, I forgot to ask for Cole. So I'm like, yo, that just looks awful. Like, dang, I don't even know how to ask. So then I just, hey, bro, Cole ain't got nowhere to stay too. And that's when I saw, like, damn, bro, we doing the most. And it's like, we didn't even ask. We had no, it's just kind of, we just crashed them niggas' party, bro. It's like, dang. So then, of course, Brandon was like, yeah, bro, you can stay with us, of course. Just go get us some, go get us some towels. Or not, get us some towels, get us some blankets, get us some pillows. I'm like, oh, yeah, easy bet, thinking we're going to have extra pillows. Like, oh, yeah, Cole going to sleep with Brandon, or I'll sleep with Brandon, and Cole going to sleep with Stefan, or I'll sleep with Stefan. All right, bet. 2 beds, 2 niggas, we share it. Cool, we good. It's just for a night. We get back, and Brandon talking about some, all right, bro, so, yeah, bro, I'm going to go ahead and take this blanket. And I'm like, where am I going to sleep at? And that nigga said, hey, bro, you got a floor, And I'm like, that's, I mean, like, that's cool. Like, I appreciate you letting me stay. And then nigga's like, yeah, nigga, I'm going to sleep on the floor, bro. I'm like, yeah, facts. So I'm like, hey, bro, where that extra blanket at? Cole got 2 blankets. So I'm like, what? He got a whole ass sheet and a blanket. So I'm like, bro, I have nothing. Like, bro, why does everyone have everything and I have nothing? And then Brandon's like, hey, bro, you need a napkin or a trash bag? And I'm like, I mean, it'll work. I'll thug it out or whatever. Bro got me a trash bag.
Hey, bro. All right, good night. Hey, wait, you got a blanket?
And I sleep in the middle of the floor, between the beds, actually. Between the beds. And I'm looking at both beds like, oh, they look comfortable. They look comfortable. I didn't sleep, bro.
Hey, chill out on that. We got you a blanket eventually. Shut up.
Okay, yes, bro. Yes, I ended up taking, bro. Of course. And, they was messing with me. They, of course, messing with me. We friends, whatever. But, they made me thug it out for a second, bro. I was, God. And then, don't even get me started with the AC. All of us are like, bad, bro, why you have it negative 67? Bro, put it on 74. What was it? What did I want it on? What did I want it on?
74.
Yes. And what did y'all want it on? Like 60 something? Like 69?
65.
I was like, why? The niggas is like, nigga, it's our room. I'm like, I'm gonna sleep on the floor in the cold. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna accept that. That's cool. Yeah, bro. But no, it was overall cool. Like, I appreciate everything. Like, no, it wasn't like terrible and y'all was like, yeah, man, I hate y'all. It wasn't like that. But good Lord. Whoa, that was the most uncomfortable I've ever slept, bro. It was hard.
So we're going to sleep and all that. I'm sleeping comfortably. And I just hear Anthony like tossing and turning in the blankets. I'm like, you all right down there? He's like, yeah, bro. And then I don't hear anything. I think he passes out. He's just on his phone. I knock out. I wake up like, wow, that was some good sleep. That's like one of the best sleeps I've had in a long time. And Ant just rolls over and looks at me so tired. And he's like, so yeah, that's the pettiest thing I've ever done in my life. And I still don't regret it. It was worth it in my eyes. Plan ahead, Anthony.
I'm dead.
Oh my God.
I'm dead as hell.
He's like, the bench would have been more comfortable.
Honestly, I should have just slept outside. I would have felt better.
Outro stuff, I don't even know what to be doing. I just be talking during the outros. I hope y'all notice that. But yeah, make sure to check out the documentary because this will make a lot more sense when you see how me and Anthony's interactions usually go. This story time will make a lot more sense because you'll see exactly our relationship in the documentary. But yeah, that's it. That's all. I'll see y'all in the next video.